That for the opening tip one more time. Going through today's starting lineups between the Bearcats and the Mavericks for Northwest. Kelderman, Hartnett, Keston, Zars, and Fields. And for Minnesota State, Brimmer, Bursch, Herzig, Schweim, and Steer. These teams have only met one other time. That was back in 2022. Minnesota State came out with a 71-46 win over the Bearcats. That game played in Hays, Kansas. A neutral site game. Northwest opened up that week in a win over Colorado Mesa. Then it fell to the Mavericks that day. 8 current players were on that team from Northwest Missouri State, including Peyton Kelderman, who finished with 12 points, and Kelsey Fields, who had 9 points and 12 rebounds. It is Fields at midcourt, along with Ava Steer for Mankato for the opening tip. It is won by Fields into the backcourt for Kelderman, and Lindsey Kelderman comes across midcourt. Able to beat a little bit of pressure in the backcourt, gets it to Kaylee Keston. Her pass tipped but picked up by Kelderman. High post to Zars, into the corner, quick three on the way. CK off the rim, no good. Offensive rebound, Fields takes one dribble, has it stripped free, knocked out of bounds, and it will go to Minnesota State. Decent look that time from Keston in the corner. She was 6 of 9 from three-point range just yesterday in that 54-47 win over Minnesota State Moorhead. Meanwhile, a victory over Emporia State for these Mavericks, the number 1 team in the country, 99-74. They open up with a big three-pointer in the corner. Ava Steer knocks that one down. That's her first three-point make of the season. She was 0 of 2 yesterday, but she puts the Mavericks on top 3-0 here in the first minute of the ball game. Again, that full court pressure out of head coach Emily Teesey's team. Zars picks it up near midcourt. Now gets it left side. Kelderman dribbles up to the wing. Finds a cutting Keston, one dribble. Now bounce pass out to Zars. She'll pull up. 10-foot jumper, good. Quick response there by the Bearcats. Again, this frenetic defense here from Minnesota State, forcing some quick passes. The Bearcats able to get the open shot, and Zars knocks it down. On the other end, quickly, Steer gets it. She puts up a jumper just to the right of the lane of her own, and she has got 5 early on for Mankato. It's back to a 3-point game. Northwest 2-1 on the season. They opened up with a couple games last week. A win over number 5 Ashland. They fell to number 2 Texas Women's University. Kelderman, a shot, no good, gets her own rebound, and a reach coming up on Minnesota State. First foul of the game on Natalie Brimmer, a 5'11 junior from Lake City, Minnesota. Bearcats lost to Texas Women's University, the number 2 team in the country, but they beat number 5 Ashland. That game 1 week ago. Meanwhile, Minnesota State opened up with Emporia State just last night in that 99-74 victory. Bearcats with it, 15 on the shot clock. Hartnett up top, looking to get it left side for Kelderman. The ball is kicked, and they'll put a fresh 20 on the shot clock. Just over 90 seconds into this ball game, 5-2 the early lead for Mankato. Hartnett gets it into Kelderman, guarded tightly out there by Schweim. She'll dribble right and give it up to Zars. Zars being guarded by Gadian. Bounce pass inside goes to Fields, out to Hartnett. Now left side to Zars. Zars trying to drive, pulls up outside the lane. Between the circles, Hartnett. Hartnett to the free throw line, picks it up, left side, quick three on the way. Lindsey Kelderman, that one front of the rim, no good. And the rebound comes down to Schweim of the Mavericks. Down the floor, Gadiant. They get it inside. One dribble. Herzig with it. A whistle and a foul coming up on Northwest Missouri State. As these Mavericks waste no time getting down the floor, that personal foul coming up on Northwest Missouri State and Molly Hartnett. She checks out. Brooklyn Stanley into the game. Set to inbound, it is Ryan Holmgren. The ball comes in, quick jumper on the way, no good from Brimmer. Rebound into the corner for the true freshman Brooklyn Stanley. Stanley lost control of it. It is taken away from behind, the ball loose. Finally picked up by Holmgren. Holmgren inside to Brimmer. Brimmer across the lane, and a quick layup that time at Gadiant. This time the Minnesota State freshman able to get the bucket. It's 7-2 Mavericks. Kelderman lobs ahead to Zars. Zars, couple dribbles, throws back across to the right side. Kelderman, the Bearcats break the pressure. Now Zars out between the circles. Left side, Keston. Quick dribble, gets bumped, gets past it. Pass into the corner, tip, nearly taken away. Kelderman picks up the loose ball. Tipped initially by Brimmer, but the Bearcats retain possession. 8 on the shot clock. Keston backs off a bit, crosses over, now trying to get to the paint. She's tripped up. And a whistle and a foul, and some good sportsmanship as Keston helped up on the floor by Holmgren. And I believe Steer out there as well. Intense game, but these two teams off to some good starts. Northwest 2-1. Again, an NCAA tournament team last year. Fell in the opening round to Fort Hays State. Meanwhile, Minnesota State went ahead and just won the whole thing. Took down Texas Women's University in the national championship on this floor in March. As another foul on the floor coming up this time on Gadiant, the freshman out of Goodhue, Minnesota. That's her first and the third team foul on the Mavericks. As Hartnett comes back in for Northwest, Zars checks out. Lob from Kelderman comes into Hartnett out near midcourt. Molly dribbles right, gets a screen from Fields. She picks it up. Now trying to give it out to Fields. The ball tipped, taken away by Bursch, but a whistle and a foul on the floor coming up on Holmgren for Minnesota State. And that's team foul number 4 with just inside 7 minutes to play in this first quarter. Northwest would be ecstatic to get to 5 team fouls for the Mavericks and get to the free throw line the rest of this first quarter. As Herzig back into the game for the Mavericks, also seeing Delaney Luneskis in for the Mavericks for the first time today. Entry pass comes in to the far right side for Peyton Kelderman, getting her first action for the Bearcats, a senior at Northwest. Bounce pass goes to Stanley. Back into the corner looking for Kelderman. Miscommunication. They're going to say it was deflected out of bounds off the Mavericks, and it will stay with Northwest as Adeline Kent comes into the game. And Coach Meyer talked about it, a lot of subs in and out for Minnesota State, keeping players fresh and trying to play at this intense pace for head coach Emily Tesey. Her 13th season, a 229 and 116 record with the Mavericks. Pass comes into Kelderman, trying to dribble out of traffic, gets into the paint, leans in, goes up with the right hand, shot no good, but she's fouled. And that is team foul number 5, and we will see Peyton Kelderman get a chance at the free throw line. Today's game is underwritten by Clarinda Regional Health Center, offering support to Southwest Iowa and Northwest Missouri each day during times of uncertainty through a local team of providers and nurses. More information at clarindahealth.com. Nothing but net on the free throw from Peyton Kelderman. Peyton, a 5'9 senior from Urbandale, Iowa. 142 career three-point makes. That ranks 6th all-time at Northwest Missouri State. Here, though, at the free throw line, gets it done with a pair. And Northwest down by 3, 7-4, 6:43 to play in the first quarter. Kent with it, one dribble up to the wing. Pass goes inside to Luneskis. She squares up, guarded by Fields. Now trying to back in just a bit. Picks up her dribble inside the elbow. Hands the burst. Rubs the pass back around to Luneskis. Stripped free by Stanley. Picked back up by Luneskis. Has it on the baseline. Pass inside. Kent goes up. Tough layup. No good in traffic. Rebound comes down to Hartnett. Big stop that time for Northwest as the Bearcats down by 3. Still the early goings. Just about 4 minutes into this basketball game as Hartnett comes across midcourt. Passes back left side to Kelderman. Into the corner, Keston. Keston gets past her defender. Lobs it into the corner, Stanley. Stanley on the drive. Baseline. Pass across the lane goes to Fields. Fields one dribble through contact. Shot no good. But Kelsey was fouled. And a couple free throws on the way for Kelsey Fields. I think for Northwest, you're getting this kind of intense pressure with something you don't see very often. You want to weather the storm. Get through the first quarter, see the clock start ticking down on that second quarter and say, hey, we're within 1 or 2 possessions, best team in the country, defending champ, see where that gets us. But right now, Northwest, chance to get a little closer with a couple free throws, and the first one is good here from Kelsey Fields. Kelsey coming off a big day yesterday, 14 points, 15 rebounds, 3 block shots, 2 steals. A 6'2" senior out of Creston, Iowa. Second free throw is good, and that is one thing we talked about with her in postgame. She has really improved big time at the free throw line. Went 4 of 5 at the line yesterday and hits her first 2 there. Northwest trailing by 1, 7-6. Bursch on the baseline, gets under the hoop, goes up, reverse layup, off the rim, no good. Bats it away, and she picks up her own rebound after it deflects off the Bearcat. Bursch in the corner, lobs out front, trying to get it to Kent, and nearly went across midcourt. She tracks it down just before the timeline. Now back to Bursch. Bursch looks over at head coach Emily Tesey, gets a play call with 7 on the shot clock. To the free throw line, pulls up for the jumper, and it is good. Bursch, a senior out of Chaska, Minnesota, 22 points and 8 rebounds in last night's win over Emporia State. As an inbound pass for Molly Hartnett is deflected out of bounds by the Mavericks. It will stay with the Bearcats. As Fields checks out, Sadie Moss in for her first minutes. Full court pressure out of these Mavericks. 5:19 to play in the first quarter. Baseball pass ahead. Molly Hartnett out to midcourt. It is taken away by Steer. Steer gets it ahead to Brimmer. Brimmer pulls up in the lane. Easy jumper that time for Natalie Brimmer. 5-point ball game. Another pass coming in from the baseline, facing that full court pressure, knocked out of bounds by the Mavericks. A quick rest for Kaylee Keston, but she is back into the game. Keston, Northwest leading scorer through 3 games, 13.7 points per contest. She had 20 last night. Molly Hartnett inbounding on the sideline. Gets it in middle of the floor to Sadie Moss. The freshman, a couple dribbles across midcourt, gets it ahead to Lindsey Kelderman. Kelderman, man-to-man defense, guarded by Adeline Kent. Now gives it up to Hartnett. 20 on the shot clock for the Bearcats. Left side, Kelderman thought about the 3. She dribbles in toward the lane, picks it up. Back out right side, Keston. Up top, Hartnett. Molly takes off the drive, and she gets whistled and fouled on the floor. 2 free throws coming up for Molly Hartnett as, again, the Bearcats in the bonus the rest of the way in this first quarter, as that foul called on Hannah Leverson, a freshman out of South Dakota. Media timeout with 4:50 to play in the first quarter. We'll take a break. Back in 90 seconds on the Bearcats.